Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Burden of Command, an upcoming turn-based World War II wargame that is, at its core, a leadership RPG of sorts. Sort of has elements of visual novel where you get choices that pop up that you have to make, and then also sort of a traditional war game in the vein of something like ASL. But that's a game we've been playing now for 9 episodes. This is the 9th episode of this game. The game comes out on April 8th, I believe it is, but maybe it's the 9th. I'd double check. But yeah, it's upcoming. It's been something I've been really highly anticipating. I've been streaming this on my Twitch channel. These are taken from Twitch live streams. I do apologize if I was a little distracted in the last episode. My daughter woke up in the middle, or sorry, my newborn woke up in the middle of streaming, so I had to kind of duck out, and then the second half is mostly me recording sort of as a VOD afterwards. So you saw the first half on a live stream, but the second half was never live streamed, so this is sort of virgin content, if you will. But in any event, we're returning to this episode. The first time we had to split a battle up, because this was a longer fight. This is a mission where we are being assigned to drive on Casablanca. We're being ordered to drive down a highway toward Casablanca during Operation Torch, and we're pushing across largely open terrain, but increasing levels of resistance as we head further south toward the objective. There's sort of dubious indications of support on our flanks from other companies, sort of out of sight, but this is a full company push south. And we'll see how well we can push. So far, the French haven't been putting up too much of resistance. Nobody critical has been hurt yet, but we'll see how that plays out as this thing goes on. Do I want to rush my officer forward here so we can try and suppress them? Let's just have them engage.
Steady fire.
Steady fire. Looks like they identified and engaged. Did they suppress them? They did. They've still got more points left, so they can try and suppress this other squad on the road. So that lead squad is going to suppress 2 enemy squads on the road and inflict heavy stress on one of them. So does this red mean they're suppressed fully, but like not stressed? I don't know the difference between a half red chevron and a full red chevron there. I don't know. Alright, Lamb, why don't you rush up this way? Give a little bit more direction. Captain will get into this house, hopefully, without getting shot at. And then Butcher, you can go ahead and bolster these guys. Yourself, too. They're too far to charge from here. Okay. I don't want to get, like, too outrageous and charge out too far forward. I should be able to charge from here. I don't like being in the road. A sudden movement, a startling flash of red and blue. 2 kids run out from a nearby siding and race across what passes for a road. Heedless to the shouts of your men, they scamper toward a distant house. Well, that was a thing. Kids are trying to give me a heart attack. They were lucky they weren't shot. Suffer combat fatigue, yeah. Ready, LT? Yep. Alright, let's try bolstering and then charging. I don't know if we'll get a morale check to do it. Well, they do. They're going to go in. I don't have enough movement points for my commander to go with them, but the men will go. And they overrun one of the enemy squads there and take the house. Christ almighty, Sergeant Grant shouts as the second squad approaches a stone corral. Inside are a dozen horses and a few Vichy horsemen. Even chance of gaining prestige and reducing enemy orders. Reduce enemy orders. Possible friendly fire. Very high chance of reducing enemy orders. Capture them. Your men sweep forward and drive the scattered Vichy horsemen off like it was a game of cowboy and Indians. As for the horses, they're a mite agitated, but calm down soon enough. Battalion is going to like this one. Okay, I think that means I captured him too, but I'm not really sure. Alright, also let's use Lamb's last point to get this last squad moving forward. This is an interesting scenario because you're pushing down a map with not a lot of cover. You've got the advantage of the enemy being heavily sort of ineffective because, frankly, the Vichy units are not all that great. But it's a long map, so your support units are kind of quickly left behind as you try and push forward. Someone getting shot? Oh, shoot. They just moved a unit right in front of me. And apparently there's some artillery firing back behind us. I hope those aren't friendly guns. Alright, so this is like a veteran squad. Right there. In front of us that just plopped down. Don't see... I'm kind of confused. Where did... First off, let's go on this flank. Where the heck did the anti-aircraft gun go? Wasn't it, like, right over here? Or did it just go away because I said, hey, I trust you to go get it? Like, I don't... That was very confusing. Alright, anyway, so that one squad's, like, out there doing nothing. All by its lonesome. Your radio crackles to life with Captain Lamb's voice as he gives his call sign. This is Nickel 6 calling Nickel 16. Despite holding the hill, the enemy appears to be retreating. Can you pursue? With minimal diversions. Over. You give your call sign and prepare to state the truth. I think we can hack this. I don't see any sign of any problems yet. So it gives me extra prestige, but, like, I don't know. I don't want to get them too far out ahead of the rest of the... Oh, shit. It took some suppression and some artillery fire there. There's got to be an enemy gun around here that's zeroing in on these guys. Or a spotter. Looks like they might have taken one casualty. Although they might have had that previously. I'm not sure where the artillery's coming from, though. I think it just got spotted, but by what, I don't know. What are my naval guns going to come into play? Anyway, that's Dearborn's. Rally! Rally! They got an officer moving around, getting shot at while he tries to move between units. All right. Let's do Wilson first. Well, actually, can any of Stern's MGs shoot at anybody right now? I don't think so. I think they're all too far back. The artillery also can't see anyone yet. There might be a spotter in this tall building, if I had to assume. Maybe there would be. Can Lamb spot for the arty? He's got a little bit better view, but none of the unsuppressed units can he hit. Okay, to that end, I guess. Why are these guys all fought out? They didn't do anything. I'm confused. Alright, so... I'm going to move Lamb out of cover. I'm going to have him press these guys to give him a little bit of action points. Maybe there's troops in that house out here that we should be shelling. I don't know. I can't assault anyone from there, so that was kind of a wasted press. I'm going to have you bolster these guys. Did I choose rally? Oh my god, I meant to hit bolster, not rally. Amateur hour. Okay, bolster those boys. It says they should still have one movement point left. Why can they not do anything? I don't know. Well, that's annoying. We got a line of enemy troops like a hex away from us, and I can't seemingly do anything against them. Alright, Stern, just get your guns moving, I guess. Okay.
Failure ain't an option.
Alright. So now it's just Wilson's boys. They already kind of crushed the flank of the enemy over here, I think. Yeah. Get Wilson forward with that squad. Activate this rear squad. They'll secure the flank. Okay.
Cottonbalers, don't let me down.
Well, they can't move now because I made the mistake of bolstering when they were already not yet activated. They're going to move into open. Nope, they failed their morale check. Alright, well that was kind of a disappointing turn. 9 turns left. Distant explosion.
Those are our guns!
Okay. Are those the naval guns? It's not clear to me. I assumed I'd have naval gunfire support, but maybe the game just has shells randomly plop down.
Pick it up.
Who are you spotted by? All right, Dearborn, you need to get moving. Get back up with your men. You're getting too spread out. And he failed to move. Great. All right, so we got this line of enemy troops in our front. We can drop arty on some of them. Mortars incoming. Do your work. We're still technically on Dearborn's turn. So the mortars hit this squad.
Get that ammo up.
The officer tried to move back to him. We got a reaction shot from our 30 cals to keep him stressed out. I'm gonna bolster these guys. We'll try and charge forward on the squad.
With me.
Got him. So the mortars softened him up. No, don't do that. "50-50 chance. Might as well try." Nope, they fail. Okay. I'm confused. I thought I used a bolster. Didn't seem to do anything.
Come on.
I just made the same mistake again. You can't bolster. Alright, whatever. Just go charge these guys. Whoa, 10 suppression and 5 casualties? Oh my god. First squad, first platoon just got wrecked. Do not... Okay, that's lesson learned. Do not assault troops that are not suppressed. We basically just bayonet charged them and they were not at all suppressed yet. I wish I could undo that. I just got my best squad wrecked. How many? That's half the squad. Dear God. Fucking A. I just assume they're French. I'll just run them over. Nope. Weapon platoon advanced at a steady jog despite their heavy equipment. Stern is at the lead, a mortar tube across his shoulders. As they near your platoon, one of them, a machine gunner with ammo cans gripped in either hand, stumbles and collapses. It is winter in the desert, but the heat of combat will make anybody sweat. This is especially true of gunners who have to carry so much and still try to keep up. Stearns rolls the private over and lets out a curse. There's a widening patch of blood across the private's side. The wounded private does not respond. Those eyes flicker open briefly. Corporal Crosley comes forward with a bandage for the wounded man. Without an actual medic in sight, Stern grabs the roll and gets to work. As you watch a small sandfly land on the blooded skin, begins to feast. We don't have an aid station or medics, and I can't spare anyone to look after him. Not if we want to keep driving toward Casablanca. Might not help, but I'll leave a man to look after him. Yeah, whatever. Send someone back. Stearns can use the rest of his orders. I'm not really moving any of the other... Yeah, whatever. God damn it, I'm really annoyed that I charged that enemy squad so foolishly.
Bully, give it to him. Quick time.
Can he press?
Watch yourselves.
Not a good odd of it succeeding, and it doesn't.
Get this over with.
Oh, no, we did. We got him. All right. God damn it, I'm so mad. I'm so mad that I got that squad wrecked.
Got him now.
Great. Did we just get hit by friendly fire? Or were those bad guy guns? I don't even know. Two of my squad just got hit. Fuck. But it also hit the bad guys. Man, I can't believe we lost half that squad. Okay. All right. All right. Move the MGs over this way, Stearns. You might get hit by enemy fire while you do it. Fucking A. This one... 3 men killed! There we go. Call an artillery fire on the bastards. You missed! Fucking A. Everything was going swimmingly, and then I charged a perfectly fine enemy unit. Why is he not able to bolster them? Oh, they're already bolstered? Okay. Yeah, don't do that. Let's get my officer. Can I get him up here? Just the officer.
Listen up.
Can't bolster multiple times. They're a little bit suppressed. What if I try an assault now? Probably not smart.
Fire!
It says they're undaunted. The damn officer. They must have a decent officer. They still are not suppressed at all. Looks like I can move these guys, though. Can they attack from the rear? Oh, artillery. Good chance from the flank. So we flanked them. And now we suppressed them. Okay. That's probably gonna do it for this guy. Let's get Dearborn up toward his lead squad. Okay. I can't move the unit on the flank. I don't have enough movement points. Alright, so we got Wilson here. I want some of his rear units to come up a bit. And then bolster this squad and finish these assholes off. We're really grouped up here by this road. It's going to make us real vulnerable to artillery. Oh, some artillery coming in there. But hopefully we can finish off this squad, which butchered one of my squads.
Lewis, let's go.
Yep. Alright, got him. Move into the house for some cover. And we got to get this other house down here. I'm really annoyed at those casualties. Really annoyed. Just going to do it for this turn. I really hope the random artillery just bouncing all over is not the naval gunfire I was promised.
We got him now.
Okay. Can you bolster and press the same? Well, no, we don't want to do that because we want these guys to try and take this house.
Dear Lord.
More artillery coming in. I don't know how I feel about the random artillery just dropping all over the map. Anyway, we took another objective. There's not that many left. Okay, so we got Wilson. Did he expend all his points already? So use one of Lamb's orders to get these guys moving south a bit. Alright, get them into that watchtower. So they should have the high ground over this infantry section here. It's going to do it for Wilson's. Can he spot Artie for those guys? I'm also not clear if Artie has a max range in this. Like, is it anywhere on the map? In that sense, does it ever make sense to move your heavy weapons, or what's the deal with that? I don't know the answer to that.
We're not losing today.
Or does like a 60mm mortar have a limited range? Obviously it does, but like in the game terms is what I mean.
Come on!
Why can you not press these guys? I don't think we've pressed them before. Cool. Captain Lamb says the other companies are moving like molasses. So a clump of hooves and a soft neigh brings your head around. There on the back of a lovely brown horse is Private Healy, your platoon's runner. Captain Lamb says that the other companies are moving like molasses, Lieutenant. Private Healy says, and pauses to eye your bloody bandage. He wants you to push forward and let Dearborn and Wilson handle the flanks. Just a little horse, Lieutenant, Private Healy says, and this little fella found me. I was off on a scrub. The French was shooting and all, but asked to be ridden. Despite all the horses you captured from the enemy, there's still apparently still more on the loose. Whatever horses we find go to a runner. Runners receive horses, periodic events, combat fatigue -20, possible high prestige loss later. Private Healy will keep the horse. Rare events, combat fatigue -10. Why would we lose prestige? I don't understand why we would lose. Whatever, I want all the orders back. Okay. Alright, they're going to move into potentially enemy fire on the road in the open. The enemy gets stressed for shooting at me? Well, we'll shoot back. So the captain is really useful in making sure I can keep my units moving forward. Bodies amidst the rubble causes them to get some stress. I feel like that water tower would be a great spot for Lamb to be an observer in. Okay, I think that's everybody there. Alright, Dearborn's going to get with these guys. He's going to go ahead and bolster them. And then we're going to move forward here. See if we can occupy this building. Hopefully there's nobody in it. And there's not. Great. Okay, so what are the other objectives? Are there any other objectives on this map? We got the one squad left way far behind. There's an objective down here at the southern edge of the map. I'd be real happy with the result if I hadn't got those fucking 5 soldiers killed. Alright, so just the one additional objective? That's it? Alright. Nope, there's more enemy troops over that way, though. Six turns left.
Back to work.
Alright, Lamb, get in this water tower. And hopefully you can spot Artie from up here. Oh, does that represent limited range for the mortars now? Maybe that's why you can only get the yellow so far. We'll see. Okay. Can they shoot anybody from here? Maybe. But Lamb can't take control from over there. Okay, so Stearns is done. Dearborn's troops are a bit spread out. Alright, go join these guys. Move into the shrubbery. You're still not in range, really? Alright. See if you can move through and around them. It looks like it's just an officer. Your radio crackles with Captain Lamb's voice calling yet again. This is Nickel 6 calling Nickel 16. Flanks still not secure. Resistance stiffening all along the front. And that damn hill is still theirs. Do we need to secure our flanks or can you advance? Okay. We'll see this through. It's just the one more objective, right? I don't need to do anything on the flanks as far as I can tell. I don't think there's anything else for me to take. Okay. Why is Wilson back? I keep my forgetting about Wilson, wasn't I? Yeah, that's Dearborn's round, so we'll move forward on the flank. Lamb will lead the other squad over here. You engage these guys. Alright, flanked. Light 'em up, light 'em up. Ray Allen. Light 'em up, light 'em up. Alright, so it took a little bit of stress. Can you press him? Make him shoot again?
We're in deep.
Okay. All right, we'll shoot him once and then I think we'll try an assault. Nice. Inflicted casualties shooting at him from above. Not what I was hoping for. It consumed all their points. Okay, they're going to move some troops away. Oh, is it just 2 or is it 1 more objective? Alright, so these guys are fully suppressed. So these boys can go ahead and come in here and maybe get them. Flanking morale bonus. Coming down the railway. Cut. Alright, they got that squad to surrender. Okay. Bolster the boys.
Come on!
We'll get them going down the roadway. Hopefully there's no unidentified enemy troops here, because that's a long hike. Can you bolster again after moving? You can. The squad is... let's risk it. We've got good initiative odds. Oh shit.
Teach Frenchie a lesson.
Well, I didn't expect the enemy right there in my front with an enemy officer, so I guess we'll try and assault the officer first. Got him. But, oh, there's an MG over here? Oh, fuck. Alright. Using our captain to get the other squad down here so they're not totally alone. See what the enemy does their next turn. Maybe we'll get to move before they do. Can he use artillery now? The mortars did move, so they can drop rounds on these enemy troops here that are question marks. Alright, Wilson, bolster your boys and get them moving. Move in the open into potentially enemy fire, but at least we've suppressed the troops they're moving into range with. It looks like it's just another officer. Dear God, how many officers do they have? Alright, try and suppress the 1 infantry unit there. They're going to shoot back.
Like training.
Okay. Oh, that's not what I meant for you to do. I meant for Lamb to move himself. Okay. They can't do anything with anybody? Okay, maybe you move there and then you can assault. Take the officer out. Okay. Do they keep spawning replacement officers until the battle's over? Alright, bolster.
Listen up.
Hopefully they suppress them. Jeez, the enemy shot back seemingly with more. Whatever. Let's risk another squad getting shot up.
Let's finish the job.
Got him. Then keep driving on that objective. There you go. The radio crackles. Sergeant Grant tunes in. Sounds like Captain Lamb, he says. Shakes his head. Not good news. The receiver is oddly cool in your grasp. Well, we won the battle, so major victory on both sides despite the casualties. It says very light casualties. Didn't feel like it, but maybe it was just because of the one mistake. Road secured. The radio crackles again. Captain Lamb's voice crackles over the radio. Nickel 6 to Nickel 16. Flanks no longer secure. Halt immediately and consolidate. Nickel 6 out. First platoon takes over the French positions and digs in where the soil allows. Nearby, Private Roberts piles up rocks high for cover between wincing sips of bitter coffee of the French left behind. Never seen a land so parched, he noted. Don't get used to it, Corporal Crossley suggests as he set up his bar. I figure we'll be moving along soon enough, if our luck holds. Your men dig in, something easier said than done. Loose sand runs down the sides, threatening to refill every hole they make. Others stack rocks, and that works better. Captain Lamb passes along instructions for defense. The advance is expected to resume tomorrow. A little while after that, Lieutenant Stern arrives at your platoon's front and personally places a machine gun for support. He sights down along the barrel, meticulously checking the fire lanes, aiming stakes until he's satisfied. Word has it that he lost one of his men, a good friend, PFC Olson, had briefly been in 1st Platoon but then transferred, and now he's shot or dead, or something. No one's quite certain because the company had to move on. That had to be eaten stern up inside, if not today, then tomorrow. Stern personally racks in the first round of the belt of ammo and then itches the dried blood still on his hands. It seems that the wounded soldier who was taken back to Fidelia has marked the man. Stern did not have to deal with the casualties before. Not like this. Got enough water to whatever? No, Stern says as he absently peels a bit of blood from his hand. My men are parched. When there's time, I'm going to wash in the sands. My old man told me a story that once he looks off to the side for a moment. My old man told me a story once. He looks off to the side for a moment. I share that with Private Olson. I like to think he'll tell his sons. I didn't want Olson to get shot in the first place, but we couldn't stop fighting just for him, he says at last. The fight is why we're here. Wish we could have done both. We can't rely on your men to take care of mine. The wind shifts. A salty tang follows, but there's no words. Stern acquires idealism. His combat fatigue +10, realism +1. Okay. Stern moves off to his mortars. You look to your men. Alright. So, we have 8 replacements. We need them. First squad, first platoon had been fully experienced. I have 19 prestige, which is enough to give some replacements of experience, but... Alright, so what are we going to do here? I guess let's try and keep this crack unit crack. Are they the only ones? No. Oh, wow. The MG squad also lost 3 men. Now, their experience is lower. They're at 170, so I think we'll do green replacements for them. Yeah. So I used a little bit of prestige and loyalty to replace that. So they're all green. They're all good. Nobody else suffered any casualties. There is some stress associated with one of the platoons. We could use some, loyalty to reduce that? First squad, first platoon. So actually, that's not a bad task because I can use the prestige here. I still use with 2 prestige left, and then I can use the loyalty to get that prestige down. I can use the loyalty here too. Okay. Does anybody else have any other stress? Dearborn has some stress. Okay. All right. And then I still have enough for one more experience boost to 1 unit. They're at 350, 250, 150. These guys will get to a 4th experience star. That's probably more valuable than getting these guys to a 2nd, right? All right, yeah, because they get the extra order, so definitely more valuable. Okay, my boys are gaining experience quickly. All right, Road to Casablanca will continue here. Maybe we'll be on the defensive next. I'm not sure. But that'll be for another time. This was a rather long battle. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.